cyclist in red shirts, white shorts and red socks. Walk out of the tunnel led out by former Derby man Lee Camp. And just behind him another one in Marcus Tudgay. And at the back of the line another one in Rob Earnshaw. Derby alongside them led out by a Forest fan, Sean Barker, their captain, in white shirts, black shorts and white socks. Billy Davies is going across again into the Derby technical area. He pats Nigel Clough on the back. They have a big handshake between the two of them, and that is nice to see. At least we've started in the right spirit. Right, let's give you the team news. Forest have two changes. In comes Aaron Ramsey. In comes Nathan Tyson. Paul Anderson misses out, as does Lewis McGugan. Has a very slight hamstring injury, but nothing too much to worry about. Lee Camp in goal. Back four, Chris Gonter, Wes Morgan, Luke Chambers, Ryan Bertrand. Midfield, Aaron Ramsey, Radi Majewski, Guy Moussi, Nathan Tyson. And up front, Marcus Tudgay and Rob Earnshaw. On the bench, Kelvin Wilson, Dealey Adebola, Lewis McGugan, Gareth McCleary, Chris Cohen, Paul Anderson and Paul Smith. Derby have Stephen Bywater in goal. Dean Leacock, John Brayford, Sean Barker and Dean Moxey across the back four. Paul Green and James Bailey holding in midfield, with Chris Commons ahead of them, Thomas Schifka and Alberto Bueno wide, and Luke Moore up front. John, we didn't have time before kick-off to talk about a first start for Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah, well, Ramsey's here on loan, and we know he has real quality given the chance, although he's only had 2 appearances, I believe, as substitute. So, you know, to see him starting tonight, I think, is a real positive move from Billy Davies, although the omission of McKenna through probably injury might be noticeable in the game.
Majewski with a free kick into the Derby penalty area, and they've won a first corner as it came off Dean Moxey. Forest won a free kick halfway inside the Derby half, and as it was delivered flat by Majewski at about head height, it shaved off Moxey's head, and Forest will have the first corner inside the second minute.
Yeah, Majewski taking over the corner situation from the normal taker McGugan or sometimes Cohen.
It is Majewski to take from the right-hand side, right-footed, out-swinging, back post, header comes in! Luke Chambers has scored for Forest in the second minute against Derby County. Rising at the back post, he's headed it high into the net. Majewski's corner, and for the second year in a row here at the City Ground, it's the perfect start for Forest. Everyone in the City Ground on their feet. Everybody acclaiming the centre half. Luke Chambers is the man who celebrates in front of A Block. Luke Chambers is the man who gets Forest off to a flyer. Reds 1, Rams 0. Leacock takes it clear of the box. Schifka, though, tries to clear and is charged down by Bertrand. Now the cross from Majewski is headed away bravely. Comes out for Moussi but can't volley it because Commons just touches it away as he was waiting for the ball to come down. This is Bueno running forward. Early ball for Moore, who's got there ahead of Morgan and hits the crossbar. No, it's gone in. I think Camp may have got something on it. And then it seemed to hit the crossbar and bounce down, and somehow the spin on the ball took it into the net. As it bounced down, it looked as if it had bounced down out of Forest goal. And then on the bounce, it seemed to curl back into the net, and Derby are level after 14 minutes.
The through ball to perfection, just caught Morgan on the wrong side of him, but he didn't have time to make up any ground because he hit it very, very quickly and powerfully with his left foot, and although Camp obviously got a touch on it, couldn't keep it out.
Here come Forest again with Majewski, evading 2, hitting a shot, blocked, comes out for Tyson, who stretches to win the ball. Derby fans wanted a free kick, nothing doing. Bertrand runs down the left-hand side, beats a man, pulls it back, Earnshaw turns, stumbles, hits the shot again, side foot, and the goalkeeper saves it, Stephen Bywater. Good play by Ryan Bertrand down the left-hand side, kept his head well, beat his man, pulled it back for Earnshaw. Earnshaw missed it at the first swing, and then had another chance to side foot towards goal, and it was a fairly comfortable save in the end for Stephen Bywater. Strong header from Barker against Tudgay, but Forest win it back through Moussi in midfield. Now here's Ramsey, clattered into by Moxey. Assistant referee's got his flag in the air again, and now the Derby bench don't like that one either. Ramsey's bounced back up again, he's perfectly okay.
Yeah, again, Forest, I don't think there was anything wrong with that free kick, with the tackle. It was a free kick was given, but a good challenge. But there's the ball.
Gonter takes, it's headed back across the edge of the box. Majewski volleys, and it's bouncing once in front of Bywater, who goes down low to his left. Dear me, Majewski would have had visions of last August in his mind again as the ball spun to him on the edge of the box. And this time he couldn't find the top corner. 1-1, 23 minutes played, and if the other three quarters are anything like the first quarter, this is going to be some night. Down the right-hand side, Moxey jumps and can't get the ball away from Ramsey. Ramsey backwards for Gunter. Gunter chips it forward into the penalty area. Earnshaw takes it in his stride, turns, he's near the byline. Still looking to get the crossover, Earnshaw does so now. Header, Tudgay, off the underside of the bar, and it came out. Has it gone in? Yes! The assistant referee gives the goal. We now have a goal at either end, which has hit the underside of the bar and gone in. But it's Marcus Tudgay. Tudgay scores. It's 2-1 against his old club. He marks his second Forest start with a second Forest goal. Earnshaw's cross, Tudgay's header from very close range, hit the underside of the bar, crossed the line. Derby aren't arguing, it must have gone in. The assistant referee said it went in, and Forest are back in front. 24 minutes, it is 2-1 to the Reds. Let's quickly go pitch side with Robin Chipperfield.
Johnny Methold, who was a fine player, wasn't he? So much grace and elegance. He's not showing much of that on the touchline here. And he's just got, I think, a final warning from the fourth official anymore, and he'll be sitting in the stand. I think he's lost the plot.
Thank you. He's watching his side, defending again here. Earnshaw's onside. Earnshaw goes for goal, and Bywater gets a touch on it, and it goes over the crossbar. It loops onto the bar. Derby were looking for offside this time. Assistant kept his flag down. Earnshaw was clean through. Bywater came out and closed him down. Earnshaw tried the little chip, but it just clipped off Bywater's leg and looped up and onto the roof of the bar. Forest close to a third goal here. Barker sends it up towards Sifka, who chests it down and away from Chris Cohen, and now here's Green running through the middle of the Forest half and shooting from a long way out tamely and wide. 3 minutes of stoppage time are to be added. And, I guess at this stage, John McGovern, you start to think, well, let's get through to half-time with the lead intact.
Yeah, and Forest have been fully deserving of this 2-1 lead.
Now, here's Tyson down the left-hand side. He's running at them again, and he's beaten Sifka for pace, and he crosses, and it's headed in by Tudgay again! Tudgay's got a second! Forest have got a third! Great cross! Tudgay again for Forest! The former Derby man's on a hat-trick against his old club! Brave header getting in between two defenders, but what a great piece of work again down the left-hand side from Tyson. He's terrorised them down that left, and his cross is perfect for Tudgay to run onto and bury the header, and it's Forest 3, Derby 1 before half-time at the City Ground. This clears a little bit, and Forest kick off, playing from right to left, attacking the Trent end in the second half, the way they like to play, and going into this second half with a 2-goal cushion. Forest red shirts, white shorts and red socks, and Derby white shirts, black shorts and white socks. And no, neither manager has made a half-time change. Forest, of course, had to make one in the first half, with Chris Cohen coming into left-back in place of Ryan Bertrand, who picked up an injury. And here is Cohen charging a ball down, which has spun into the path of Earnshaw in the box, and Earnshaw loses his footing. The goalkeeper sees it slide away from him, and it's cleared away by Derby. What a chance for Earnshaw early doors. I have to say, I thought he looked offside when the ball spun to him, and that's what the Derby defenders are asking now. But I think he just slipped as he was trying to slide the ball wide of Bywater. And then Bywater looked as if he'd made a comfortable save, and then it squirmed away from him and was cleared away in the end by Dean Moxey. Moosey then wins it back, and Moosey finds Tudgay. Another lovely touch, and Tyson's away down the left-hand side. Needs some support. Tyson wide into the penalty area, drills it across towards the far post, and it evades the far post and goes behind for a goal kick. And Tyson is being told in no uncertain terms by the Welsh pair, Aaron Ramsey and Rob Earnshaw, what he ought to have done with it. Marcus Tudgay was in the penalty area as well. All three of them looking for a pullback in the end. Here's Cohen finding Tyson again, who turns away from Leacock and keeps it in play. And he's got three ahead of him again to his right, and he crosses. And Earnshaw pokes it in from 6 yards out. It's 4 for Forest. Derby looking a mess. Tyson crosses. Earnshaw sends his boot towards the ball and pokes it in from the times. 8 minutes into the second half. Listen to this. Forest 4, Derby 1. Well, that's the one, John, that we said was important. Commons goes down here under a challenge from Chambers and wins a free kick. Chambers says that Commons dived. It is going to be a Derby free kick, 25 yards out and just to the right of centre. The wall is standing right on the edge of the Forest penalty area, so 28 yards out. The boos ringing all around the City ground for Chris Commons as he hits it left foot, low in. Derby have a goal back. It may have deflected off the wall, and Lee Camp was certainly wrong-footed by it and was nowhere near it. And Chris Commons incites the fans a little bit by pointing to his Derby badge and pointing to his name on the back of his shirt. That's all a little bit unnecessary, especially when all it's done is reduce the arrears to 4-2. 4-2 is the score. And yet somehow you feel that this one isn't quite all over yet. Just over 12 minutes to go. Here's Sifka getting away from Wilson, and look at the space here for Porter, right edge of the penalty area, low ball in, it goes right through the 6-yard box and away for a goal kick. Nobody could get a touch, and it's just as well, because if anybody had in either colour shirt, then surely Derby would have got the arrears back to within 1. Chris Porter was in so much space inside the penalty area that Billy Davies will be very, very unhappy. It's not comfortable, is it, John? Remember when Forest were 2-0 up against Crystal Palace? You just couldn't see any way back for Palace. And yet here, here's Tudgay bursting through down the left-hand side and crossing to Earnshaw on his right foot. And as he's challenged as he's shooting, and it's a good challenge by Barker, and it's spooned over the crossbar by Earnshaw, and Billy Davies bashes the top of the dugout, knowing that that could have been the one that saw Forest hit a fifth and really put this one to bed. The Forest fans begin to tune up. They're getting on their feet to wave goodbye to Derby fans who are already leaving the ground. 4-2 Forest lead, forward by Tudgay, looking for Earnshaw. Mistake, Earnshaw in, Earnshaw buries it! Forest have hit 5 against Derby! Forest 5, Derby 2, and just as they did to Leicester here last season, so Forest have gone nap against their biggest rivals this time. Earnshaw with a brace, Tudgay with a brace. The former Derby strikers have done the business, and Forest hit a fifth in stoppage time at the end of the game. Earnshaw celebrates in front of the Trent end with Luke Chambers, who started what has now perhaps officially become a rout. Forest 5, Derby County 2, 3 points in the bag, unbeaten home league record goes on. Derby County go home with tails well and truly between legs. Now they're chanting easy. Forest have got 5 against Derby. Long ball forward from Bywater, headed away by Morgan, comes down for Green to run through into the penalty area. Porter in the shot on the turn. Camp goes down to his right and makes a fairly comfortable save. Still we play on. 5 minutes of stoppage time played. And the electronic scoreboard proudly proclaims Nottingham Forest 5, Derby County 2, as the mist swirls around the City ground. The mist may have rolled in from the Trent, but it's not stopped Forest. The